Moonshiners was Richard Landry's dream come true. Meet the celebrated distiller in the world of distilled spirits. Few names carry as much mystique and allure as Richard Landry, a celebrated distiller who rose to fame through his appearances on the hit TV show Moonshiners. The reality television program, which showcases the secretive, sometimes dangerous, and often rebellious world of moonshine production, thrust Richard into the limelight, giving viewers a glimpse into the passion, the risks, and the artistry behind making illicit liquor. But Landry's story goes beyond his reality TV fame. It is a story of a man who lived his dream, overcame countless obstacles, and turned an illegal pastime into a legitimate, respected craft. The genesis of Richard Landry's dream for Richard Landry. Distilling was not merely a hobby, it was a calling. Born in the Appalachian foothills, in a small town where moonshining has been an integral part of the region's culture for generations, Richard grew up surrounded by stories of his ancestors, who had been bootleggers during the Prohibition era. The scent of whiskey in the air, the sound of copper stills heating up, and the clandestine nature of the business were part of his childhood environment. My grandfather used to tell me stories about how they would make moonshine in the middle of the night, hiding it from the authorities, Richard recalls. It was a way of life for them, a necessity in some ways, and an art in others. There was always a sense of pride in the craftsmanship involved. Richard's fascination with distilling began early. At just 15 years old, he built his first still, a rudimentary contraption powered by an old wood stove. It wasn't much, but it was enough to ignite his passion for the craft. Over the years, Richard honed his skills, learning from older moonshiners who had perfected their recipes over decades. He soon became well known in his community for producing some of the best moonshine around, smooth, high-proof liquor that could rival the best legal brands. However, moonshining, especially in the traditional sense, was illegal in many parts of the country. This put Richard in a difficult position. While he loved what he was doing, he knew the risks involved. The threat of jail time, fines, and even violent confrontation with authorities or rival distillers. Despite the dangers, Richard continued, drawn by the purity of the craft and the challenge it presented. Enter Moonshiners. A dream come true in 2011. Richard's life changed when he was approached by the producers of Moonshiners, a new reality TV series that promised to showcase the hidden world of illegal distilling. At first, Richard was skeptical. The idea of exposing his craft to a wide audience was a double-edged sword. On one hand, it could provide him with the opportunity to turn his passion into a legitimate business. On the other, it could attract unwanted attention from law enforcement and jeopardize his way of life. After much deliberation and consultation with close friends and family, Richard agreed to appear on the show. He quickly became one of the show's most beloved characters, thanks to his calm demeanor, deep knowledge of distilling, and most importantly, his high-quality product. Viewers were captivated by his mastery of the craft and his down-to-earth attitude. Richard's rise to fame was meteoric, and soon he was a household name. But fame wasn't the only thing Moonshiners brought Richard. The show also opened the door to new opportunities, including legal distilling licenses and partnerships with other entrepreneurs in the spirits industry. For the first time in his life, Richard could take his passion for moonshine and turn it into a legitimate, profitable venture. "I've always believed in the craft," says Richard. "For me, it's about making something that people can appreciate, something that's made with skill and care. The TV show gave me a platform to do that on a much bigger scale. But it also taught me a lot about the business side of things. I had to learn quickly about regulations, marketing, distribution, everything that comes with running a legal distillery. The art and science of distilling. One of the reasons Richard became a standout figure on Moonshiners was his deep understanding of both the art and the science behind distilling. He didn't just make moonshine for the sake of making alcohol. He viewed it as a craft, something that required skill, precision, and an intimate understanding of ingredients and processes. The key to great moonshine is the same as the key to great whiskey or any other distilled spirit. It's about balance, Richard explains. You have to have the right ingredients, the right equipment, and the right environment to make a truly exceptional product. If you're off in any one of those areas, the whole batch can be ruined. For Richard, it's all about quality. He meticulously sources the finest corn, sugar, and other. Every batch he makes is carefully monitored from start to finish. You can't rush good moonshine, he says. It takes time to ferment, distill, and age properly. If you're not patient, you're not going to get the flavor you're looking for. Richard's dedication to his craft is evident in the smooth, rich taste of his moonshine. Unlike many other moonshiners who focus on producing the highest proof possible, Richard's moonshine is balanced and drinkable. It's a reflection of his belief that distilling is not just about getting people drunk. It's about crafting something that people can savor and enjoy. Legal distilling. Turning a dream into reality. When Richard started appearing on Moonshiners, he was still operating in the shadows, making his moonshine in the secrecy of the Appalachian Hills. But his success on the show, combined with the growing popularity of craft spirits in the U.S., eventually led him to explore the possibility of opening a legal distillery. In 2015, after obtaining the necessary permits and licenses, Richard opened his own distillery, which he named Landry's Distillery. The transition from illegal to legal distilling was not without its challenges. Richard had to navigate a maze of regulations and red tape, including licensing, taxes, and health and safety inspections. But with his experience, dedication, and reputation as a master distiller, he quickly earned respect in the legal spirits industry. His first legal batch of moonshine, made with the same care and precision as his illicit batches, was an instant hit. The demand for his product skyrocketed, and soon Landry's Distillery was producing several different types of spirits, from moonshine to bourbon to flavored liquors. The legal route wasn't easy, but it was the right choice, Richard reflects. I never wanted to be just another bootlegger. I wanted to make a name for myself in the legal world, where people could recognize the quality and craftsmanship that goes into every bottle I make. Today, Landry's Distillery is one of the most respected craft distilleries in the country, known for its commitment to quality, its rich history, and its dedication to the art of distilling. Richard's moonshine, once a symbol of rebellion and secrecy, is now a celebrated product in bars, restaurants, and liquor stores across the U.S. The transition from the backwoods still to the legal distillery may have seemed like a daunting leap, but for Richard, it was the culmination of years of hard work, passion, and dedication to his craft. A legacy of craftsmanship and innovation. As Richard Landry looks back on his journey, he reflects not just on his success, but on the legacy he's building for future generations. I want people to know that moonshine is more than just a product, it's an art, he says. It's a tradition that's been passed down through the generations, and it's something I'm proud to be a part of. Richard's influence extends beyond his distillery. He has become a mentor to young distillers, teaching them not just how to make moonshine, but how to respect the craft and the tradition behind it. He often hosts workshops and tours at his distillery, sharing his knowledge with anyone who wants to learn. In a world where fast production and mass-market products often dominate, Richard Landry's commitment to craftsmanship stands as a testament to the art of distilling. He has proven that with enough passion, skill, and determination, even the most illicit of dreams can evolve into something legitimate and respected. As he looks toward the future, Richard remains focused on continuing his legacy of innovation and excellence. Whether it's crafting new and unique spirits or preserving the tradition of moonshine, Richard Landry's dream is far from over, and for him, that dream has always been about more than just making great liquor. It's about making something that people can truly appreciate, something that carries the weight of history and the promise of a new future.